Hello online crew, how are we? I want to share something with you that happened to me yesterday on my live today. I had a pretty cool experience yesterday, which is something I was invited to participate on and will participate in, and it was really cool, so I just thought I'd share it with you guys in sort of what the experience was, how it made me feel, and sort of what I took away from it in relation to business and life in general. So I know that's all a bit vague, but you'll make sense of it in a moment. Hello, Michael. That means I have comments. So that's pretty cool. So at the start of the week, this is my first live for this week, and I have comments. So hooray for that. It's not always that I get comments, so it's good to see that I have today. So thank you, Michael, for saying hello. Anybody else that is here with me live, please say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from, because I can actually say hello today because I do have comments. So that's pretty cool. If you are new to my lives and we have not met before, my name is Helen Martin and I am your online crew captain. So we have the most awesome online crew community here, full of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, network marketers, direct sellers. Hi, Cheryl. All of the above. And we are learning to, Michael, comments. We are learning to leverage social media and use modern social media strategies. Hey, Mel. To build our business online. So we don't want to chase anybody, to buy anything off us. Hey, Sean. I know, Cheryl, I've got comments. Yay. We really don't want to chase people to buy anything off us or to go into business with us. We really want to attract people to us online. And that really comes down to attraction marketing strategies and the things that we do and say and act on social media. So that's what we do here. At the beginning of every week, hello Tina, hey Laurie, I'm great, thank you. At the beginning of every week, I do something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to help you be a better version of yourself, or just to think about some things that we don't normally think about. Hey Vivi, good to see you on. Hey Davina. It's so lovely when I can see your comments. Hey Olive, good to see you all here. So, those of you that are part of our community here, palm tree, put the palm tree emoji down below. That's our little mascot here for our community. If you're in my free Facebook group, which is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners, put the little fish down below. And for those of you that are my online crew leaders, that are in my private online crew coaching community, you get to put the cruise ship down below. So where's my little cruise ship? Here it is. So put the little cruise ship down below, because we are going on this one day and we are all meeting up and having a really fun time. So what happened yesterday is that I did something completely different to my normal routine at the moment. Hey, Lynn. And I got asked to be interviewed. So it was actually in relation to my previous employer. So it's their 100-year anniversary of the organization that I worked for. And so they're doing a promotional video. And they asked me to participate and be interviewed for that video, which was pretty cool. So I spent 16 years at that organization, and that's a huge part of, someone's life. 16 years with the same employer. And, for the last number of years, I was the general manager of that association. So massive, massive passion for sort of what I did. And just to explain it a little bit further, the industry that I was involved with is clubs. So when I say clubs, I don't mean nightclubs. I mean, sporting and community clubs. So football club, cricket club, rowing club, tennis club. You think of any kind of club around you. Some parts of the world are much bigger than others in clubs. But clubs, they play such a huge part in kids' junior sports and, those kind of things. And we also represented community clubs. So as I was being sort of interviewed and going back a bit through the history and how important clubs are to local communities, it really made me realize something. And I wanted to talk about it today because it made me realize what I've brought from that job and all those years, in that environment to here. So there'd be a lot of skills that I've brought across, but I've said many a time that even being a general manager in business and having, lots of university degrees and highly educated and all that stuff, none of that equipped me for the network marketing industry. I can say that. So you don't have to have any kind of business skills to learn network marketing or build a business online. I really had to start from scratch when I started in this sort of area, and I couldn't be corporate Helen here. It just didn't work. I tried to, because that was who I was, but it just sort of didn't work. So being more you, being more me, and being more Helen rather than corporate Helen, that was, when people sort of started to connect with me, because I was more like a human being. Anyway, what I started to realize is in that environment, a huge part of the industry that I was involved with is all based around community. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever been involved in a club of some sort, or you've played a sport in the past or as a kid, or a community club, or whether you've got any around you, but do you know the feeling when you're involved in that kind of thing? And the sense of community that clubs sort of bring people. Some people just go to congregate and drink and mingle and have a sense of belonging. Some people are brought together for the actual sport or something like that, and it brings people huge happiness, and it helps kids grow up to be part of a team and all those kind of things. So massive, massive sense of community. I didn't realize until really yesterday how a big part of my previous life in the corporate world and the sense of community is what I've tried to bring into the online world. So you know that I call us a community of home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, etc. I don't call us a group. We are a community here. And my online crew coaching community, we have formed, or I like to think that we are like-minded people that are forming a sense of community, and like-minded people that are congregating together for a common purpose. And there's the other, so there's two things, that sense of community. People miss that online, guys, big time, because people are more individual online, and they're looking out for their own self-interest, and they might train and educate or try to bring value, but sometimes it's a one-way street. Sense of community is everything. Why do you think people stay in network marketing companies much longer than they need to? It's often because of the sense of the community. I mean, it could be because they love the products and the business model and the opportunities that it brings them, absolutely. But a lot of people stay when perhaps they shouldn't because of the sense of community. Do you get where I'm coming from? The other thing I want you to take from it, though, is, so what I'm sort of saying is it's the way you make people feel. This is the second thing. People don't really remember what you know, or even maybe what you say. People will, first and foremost, remember how you make them feel. So a lot of people are involved in community things and community groups, like with my previous employer, because they're part of something and it makes them feel good. And for some people that was on a sporting field. But think of that sense of community. It makes people feel like they belong somewhere, so they hang around. And I've always tried to create a sense of community in this online world, although you're on other parts of the world on the other side of my screen and I'm sitting here in Australia. But we have something here. Those of you that are here and have been around here for a while, you know what this online crew community is like. Do you know where I'm coming from? So it's something that is really important to me, which I've taken from my previous employer, which was really cool to sort of go back there yesterday and be interviewed for that, and being asked to be interviewed for that, and reminiscing about all the years that I spent in that job and missing it. And it made me think, why do I miss it? What is it that I miss? And it's not actually sort of the job, if you like. It's the people and the community aspect around what I did. So people remember and feel and stay and feel connected to community and how you make them feel. So just remember this. People don't necessarily remember what you say or what you know or what you teach. They really do remember, though, how you make them feel. That's when people stick around. I've said quite a few times that people actually buy on emotion. So people make purchasing decisions on emotion. People will stay connected to people because of how they make them feel. People will hang around in communities and network marketing companies and, perhaps your business page online because of the value that you bring and how you make people feel. When people know you care, they will start to care. And that is so, so important in the online world. When you care, you show empathy, you create a sense of community, and you try to make people feel appreciated and acknowledged and just make them feel good, and that you actually truly do care about people, then people will start noticing you. So take it a notch up from what everybody else is doing in the online world. So many people just turn up and just try to create fans and followers and yes, even lead with value. But unless you truly care and you create a sense of community, they don't stay. You want to create an online world and a community of fans and followers that love and adore you because not only the value that you bring them, but how you make them feel. And that they know that you actually do care. And those of you that have been around me for a while, I actually really care about people's results. It's something that I'm big on. I'm really passionate about the industry and cleaning up the industry and stopping all the spam that's out there. So it comes from a place of passion and care and sense of community and empathy and all those kind of things. And it's all qualities that I created through my previous employer and didn't really realize it until yesterday. So I really wanted to highlight this. Some of you will not grasp the enormity of that. But I know it's something that I've always tried to do online, is try to create a sense of community and belonging, and that we're all here for a common purpose and a common goal, and try to make people feel, that it's a nice place to be. And people will keep coming back when you create that. When it's just a one-way street and you could even be leading with value, but if it's still a one-way street value, people don't feel the sense of community or belonging. People will stay connected to places where they feel they belong. So help your fans and followers feel like they belong. Tell them if you need this, this, and this, then you are in the right place. If this is what you're looking for, then you are in the right place. You guys know about me that I help home-based business owners build their business online. So you know that you're in the right place. If I talked about here, this, that, there, and everything else, you wouldn't know whether you belonged here because you wouldn't really know what I was about. And this is all ties in with branding beautifully. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like your whole branding message and how you position yourself online, guys, is really, really important. Because if they don't feel like they belong with you, they'll go somewhere else where they do feel like they belong. So don't ever take for granted your fans and followers. Make them feel like they're part of a family, and they will stay around longer, and they will come back and listen to you over and over again because they know that you care, because you're sort of part of a little family. Like in my coaching community, we call ourselves the Online Crew family. Like when I introduce people to the community, it's like, welcome such and such to the family. Like we are a family over there. It's just crazy. But yeah, it didn't really dawn on me until yesterday that there's probably something that I've brought from my previous employer into the online world. And just, it's just so important, I think, to highlight this today. And this is not only in business. What I really want you to take from this as well as a person. Let's just not talk about business for a second. Let's talk about you. Your friendships, the people that you are close to, the people that you admire, the people that you want in your world, the people that you want to associate yourself with. People remember people that make them feel appreciated and welcomed and looked after, and just feel like the person cares. So in your life, as you move through life, you will have better relationships, better friendships, and that all flows onto business when you create a sense of you just let people know that you care. I know I'm circling around a bit, but I'm trying to really highlight this I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, that people don't necessarily remember what you're teaching or what you're even saying. They might do some training of yours or listen to a live and go, that's great. And then the next day they're like, what the hell did she say? Like they've already forgotten. But if they know that you care and that you've made them feel good or you've inspired them in some way, now you've made an impact. So people will remember how you made them feel more than what you taught them. Does that make sense, guys? I hope I'm really, getting that across. People want to feel like they matter. Absolutely. And people don't do it enough. People don't appreciate each other enough. People don't say nice things enough about each other. People don't recognize people as much as they should. Unfortunately, in this day and age, people are riddled with jealousy and comparisons, and it's easier for people to tear people down because they've got their own insecurities like jealousy than actually say, I am so happy for you and your success. People actually get jealous of that and they want to tear the person down because they would just wish it was themselves. You know where I'm coming from, guys? So it's not a place we want to be. We want to create a sense of community in the online world. Please remember that. Try to always think, how can I create a sense of community in the online world? And remember how you make people feel. So 2 things that I want to leave you with, on today's live, okay? Olive, yes, lots of sense. People remember how you made them feel. Yeah. And there might be just something that you say and somebody says to you 6 months later or a year later, I'll never forget what you said to me, a year ago about XYZ, and you've got no idea. But it was impactful because you cared enough to say something meaningful and insightful to somebody. So, try to lift each other up and share nice things and say nice things about each other. So, you're the one that people think, oh, they're just such a nice person. Okay. All right. Now, what else did I have for you? Oh, I did want to share, those of you that have been following along, while I was in the city yesterday, I did a few jobs. Whenever I go to the city, if those of you that are unaware, I resigned from that job reluctantly. After 16 years because we had a family member pass away and we had to move to the country. Well, we decided to move to the country. So I didn't want to commute. It was a very demanding job as it was, and I didn't want to commute, so I reluctantly resigned. I cried for months about it. And I just love everything about my previous job and the people and the board and the staff and the industry and, everything sort of about it. But so that was up in the city. And while I'm in the city, I always try to jam in everything else I can't do down here in the country. And if you've been following along, can you see it? I went and bought an apple. It's still in its box, guys. And I've been deliberating. Because the guy said to me, because I'm a PC user. I've got an iPhone, I've got an iPad, but everyone's saying, go Apple, and I've got so many problems with my computer. Some of you guys will know that. It's incredibly slow, and whenever I try to use it, things crash and all the rest of it. So Edith's saying, are you keeping it? I think I'm going to keep it, guys. So some of you have put some input into that, and the common theme that I'm seeing, Apple are buggers. Because they bring out new stuff that you can't. It's like my iPhone 8 Plus that I'm on now. It doesn't have the highly technical, Helen. The earphones, the little round bit that you put in the end of your phone. So when they brought out the iPhone 8, you can't use that anymore. So you have to buy an adapter. And these new computers, they don't have any of the USB things and the things. So I didn't buy the brand new version that's got no little thingies. I bought one that's got little thingies. I want little thingies because I don't want to buy all the attachments. So I get the gripe with Apple's because they move their technology in a way that you have to upgrade and buy attachments and all the rest of it. So I get that. And it's a completely different sort of way of using a computer. But I think the end result, guys, is that I am going to keep it. I think. Okay. So, yeah, I got a pretty good deal on it, so we'll see. Anyway, I think I'm going to keep it. Yeah, so there we go with that. So, but interestingly, when I put it up in my Facebook stories, 86% of you said keep it and 14% of you said don't keep it. So there's the majority. The majority of you are telling me to keep it. So yeah, but I did want the little thingies on the side, even though it's not the latest version. That's just something that I wanted. Anyway, okay, now what's coming up next? Those of you in my branding course, we are on live Zoom call in 40 minutes. So I will see you guys on a Zoom call to review all your pages and your branding and see what you've done, which is pretty cool. And starting tomorrow, don't forget, we've got the Bot Bootcamp. You can still get in the Bot Bootcamp. If you want to learn how to use bots, if you want to know how to create a bot, if you want to know how to create a bot to get automated messages on your page, to respond to people quicker, to give them options to get some get different pieces of information. Create a bot. I'm going to teach you to create bots. So those of you in my online crew coaching community, you're already covered. You're already in there ready to go for tomorrow, for the next 3 days of our beginner bot boot camp. Those of you that still want to get in, you have to be a member of my online crew coaching community. So you can look up all the information regarding that from the link above. Just take the spaces out. Google doesn't like clickable links, so I haven't made it a clickable link. Just use the words that are up there and take the spaces out, and it'll take you to the place you need to go to check it out. So, yeah, it's going to be really cool. So I'll let you know how I go with the Mac. I'll see if I'm going to open it today. I'm just nervous. I think, the unknown, guys. You just, something that you don't know how to use and you're just a little bit nervous of it. It's like, do I really want to venture down the world of Apple Mac? I don't know, but I think I will. My saving grace, guys, is that my 12-year-old son was given a laptop at the beginning of the year. Can you believe that? Year 7, and all the kids were given laptops. He didn't know what a computer was last year, really. Now he's glued to the silly thing. But he knows how to, he navigates an Apple. So at least I've got somebody in the household that can help me learn and navigate it, which I think is half the problem with Apple, is learning how to navigate it. So thank you, Sean, for dropping the link. Sean's put the link down to my coaching community as well if you want to get into the beginner bot bootcamp. So I'll let you know how I go with the Mac, guys. Now, tomorrow, yes, I'm hosting another Facebook ads webinar. So I am going to be 2 hours earlier, I think, than I normally am tomorrow, again live. So I am going live tomorrow, but it'll be 2 hours earlier than I normally am. I'll put up a reminder on my page tonight, okay? Edith, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open it. As soon as I open it, I mean, I'm sure there's other refund policies, but he said just no questions asked, absolute 100% refund, if you don't open it. So that's why I'm reluctant to open it. But you're right, Edith. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it anyway. Okay, so we'll see how you go. I'll let you know tomorrow. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye.